Greetings to one and all. This is Dr. Pooja Sharma, Assistant Professor, Department of Management at the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. We'll be focusing on theories of leadership in today's module. I've already discussed leadership, the concept, styles of leadership, trait theory, great men theory, contingency theories in my previous modules. Let us take a quick look at the learning objectives of today's module. Today we'll be covering the contemporary theories of leadership, definition, concept and significance of charismatic, transactional and transformational leadership theory. We commence with contemporary leadership theory. A contemporary leader is a leader who uses personal influence to develop and inspire people to achieve organizational goals and make a difference in the community. There are three types of contemporary leadership theories: charismatic, transactional and transformational leadership theory. Let us first understand the charismatic leadership style. The charismatic leadership style relies on the charm and persuasiveness of the leader. Charismatic leaders are driven by the convictions and commitment to their cause. Charismatic leaders also are sometimes called transformational leaders because they share multiple similarities. How does this theory work? Charismatic leadership is basically the method of encouraging particular behaviors in others by way of eloquent communication, persuasion and force of personality. Charismatic leaders motivate their followers to get things done or improve the way certain things are done. Looking at the darker side of this theory, referring to it as the dark side of charisma, it was proposed that because followers are in awe of their gifted leaders, they might be less likely to speak up against the ideas and the propositions of the leader and refrain from offering criticism regarding certain actions or practices. If you consider the essence of charismatic leadership, dominance, confidence, strong convictions and the ability to get followers on your side, then one example of charismatic leader from history could be Adolf Hitler. He was able to paint a vision of a future for people which they took at face value. Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, is highly charismatic with a positive outlook and optimism for a better future. This is inspirational and indubitably it has allowed him to persist through highly challenging circumstances in his businesses. Hope you've understood it is a simple theory. Next we proceed to the second theory, transactional leadership. Transactional leadership is a style of leadership in which leaders promote compliance by followers through both rewards and punishments. Through a rewards and punishment system, transactional leaders are able to keep followers motivated for the short term. The transactional style of leadership was first described by Max Weber in 1947 and then by Bernard Bass in 1981. This style is most often used by the managers. It focuses on the basic management process of controlling, organizing and short-term planning. The leader believes in motivating through a system of rewards and punishment. If a subordinate does what is desired, a reward will follow. And if it does not go as per the wishes of the leader, a punishment will follow. Here, the exchange between the leader and the follower takes place to achieve routine performance goals. Many high-level members of military, CEOs of large international companies, many NFL coaches are known to be transactional leaders. Transactional leadership also works well in policing agencies and first responder organizations. Going against these policies or instructions from superiors can lead to negative implications like suspension and even termination. This is because a transactional leader tells his or her subordinates what to do and is in no way accepting complaints or insubordination of any kind. What are the disadvantages of transactional leadership? It eliminates individuality from the production process, limits the amount of innovation that is achievable. It creates more followers than leaders. It tends to focus on consequences instead of rewards. It places zero value on empathy. Hope you've understood the gist of transactional theory. Isn't it very interesting to see the evolution that has been taking place in the concept of leadership? So we move to understanding the third theory. What is transformational leadership theory? Transformational leadership is a relatively new approach to leadership that focuses on how leaders can create valuable and positive changes in their followers. James MacGregor Burns first introduced the concept of transformational leadership when studying political leaders. But this term is now used when studying organizations as well. Burns described two leadership styles, transactional and transformational. Transactional leaders, which we just studied, focus on gaining compliance by giving and withholding rewards and benefits. Transformational leaders focus on transforming others to support each other and the organization as a whole. Followers of a transformational leader respond by feeling trust, admiration, loyalty, and respect for the leader and are more willing to work harder than originally expected. One more example of one of the most aspirational brand amongst youngsters today is Apple. You all aspire to possess an iPhone, don't you? Steve Jobs, the CEO of Apple, taught us the lesson of transformational leadership. Another researcher, Bernard M. Bass, added to the work of Burns by explaining the psychological mechanisms that underlie transformational and transactional leadership. Bass' work established the transformational leaders demonstrate 4 factors or the 4 I's. Now listen carefully, it's very intriguing. Individual consideration, intellectual stimulation, inspirational motivation, and idealized influence. Let us understand each of these I's. Number 1, idealized influence. This refers to the way in which transformational leaders exert their influence within a group. These leaders are deeply respected by the team due to the example they set for others, provide a clear vision, a sense of belonging which encourages individuals. They act as powerful role models and their followers copy or imitate them as they wish to become a leader based around the example set. The best example here is of Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and Mother Teresa. Number 2, intellectual stimulation. Transformational leaders create a diverse and open environment within which they encourage others to innovate, to form new ideas for the organization as well as themselves. Example here is Mark Zuckerberg, founder of Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg embodies the characteristics of a transformational leader. He is known as being a motivator who inspires his staff of employees with a clear vision of the company's future. He further defines the steps necessary to achieve such goals needed. Number 3, inspirational motivation. Transformational leaders are happy to communicate their high expectations to individual followers and motivate them on a singular level to gain their commitment to a shared organizational or team belief. When the individual is committed to organizational goals, it intrinsically encourages them to work harder to reach these objectives. Number 4, individualized consideration. Transformational leaders actively work to create a diverse environment and supportive environment where individual differences are respected and celebrated. They will know each other of their followers individually and will happily listen to any concerns or needs that their team members may have. They'll act as mentors and coaches for the team members, working to develop, empower, and inspire them to achieve more and to be more. This individual effort is the key to achieving the best results and creating future leaders. Let us take a quick recap. We started with the concept of contemporary leadership style, moved on to the types, then charismatic style of leadership, transactional leadership, transformational leadership style. Hope you are enjoying the lecture, as this concept, I feel, should sink totally inside each one of you so that you all grow on to become wonderful leaders and lead people and organizations in future. We now move on to the multicultural leadership. Multicultural leadership is the ability in the role of a manager or a leader to recognize and understand how cultural background may affect a person's or an employee's attitude and work performance in different situations. For example, Kentucky Fried Chicken or KFC built a leading 40% share of the Chinese fast food market through patiently tailoring its product offering to local tastes and building a strong team of local managers. Other consumer-focused companies such as IKEA, Starbucks are following in KFC's footsteps. Recent stumbles in China of French grocer Carrefour, which had previously dominated other supermarket retailers in the country, is another glaring example. Indeed, multicultural organizational capabilities are becoming as significant a source of competitive advantage as other core elements of business strategy. The following is the list of Indians as CEOs of international companies. Sundar Pichai, CEO Google. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. Rajiv Suri, CEO Nokia. Sanjay Mehrotra, CEO Micron Technologies. Ajit Jain at Berkshire Hathaway, Indra Nooyi, PepsiCo, Ajay Banga, President and CEO of MasterCard. The list is endless, but definitely inspirational for all of us and a testimony to the concept of multicultural leadership. I hope you've understood the concepts. Now let us take a review of the type of questions related to this topic. Critically examine the various theories of leadership could be a long type question. A leader is not necessarily a good manager. Discuss short type. Differentiate between transactional leaders and transformational leaders, again a long type. Enumerate on the most appropriate type of leadership theories in today's scenario, a long type question, and many more such short type as well as MCQs. I've suggested some related readings for more insights into this engrossing topic. I close today's module with a powerful quote on leadership by Peter F. Drucker, father of management, author and educator. Management is doing things right. Leadership is doing the right things. Wish to connect with you in my next upcoming module on decision making. Keep shining, keep smiling. Thank you.